Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm a qualified cost accountant and today I'm here to help you with your CMA Foundation Maths paper, which is considered a bit difficult paper out of all the 4 papers of the foundation level. And I'm here specially for the students who are very afraid or they're very scared of the maths subject. So my approach is that you should work smart rather than only working hard. It's very important to work hard if you have to clear the CMA paper at all levels, but working smart is very important along with working hard. So here in today's video, I'll be sharing a past year paper analysis of the last 3 terms, which I think is very, very important for any of the subjects of the CMA. Before starting with the subjects, you should know what is the weightage of each chapter and which questions are asked more frequently so that you can study accordingly, because our main goal is to clear the exams. Okay, so the total marks in the CMA Foundation Maths paper is 100. We have 50 MCQs. There are 4 options and you have to choose the correct answer, and each MCQ is of 2 marks, so we have 50 into 200 marks. Now here I am sharing the paper analysis from December 25 to December 24, past 3 terms. So I've not only divided the analysis on the basis of chapters, but also within the chapters I've done an analysis of what topics are specifically asked in each term. So for ratio, they asked generally 1 to 2 questions in each term, and proportion and variation every time they ask at least 1 question. In time value of money, which has simple interest and annuity, they ask 2 questions in each term. Then it's arithmetic progression, in which they ask sometimes 1 and sometimes 2 questions, and geometric progression, they have been asking 1 question in each term. Then we have time and distance, in which sometimes they don't even ask like the last term, and sometimes they ask 1 question. Then we have log, in which they generally ask 1 to 2 questions. Then we have indices, in which they ask generally 1 to 2 questions, and quadratic equation, in which they have been asking 1 to 2 questions in each term. Then we have sets, in which they generally ask 1 question or maybe sometimes 2, and in permutation and combination they have been asking 2 to 3 questions in each term. We have application of calculus in business, in which they have been asking 1 to 2 questions and sometimes no question at all. And in revenue and cost function, they have asked 1 question. Then in continuity and function, they have been asking in each term they have been asking at least 1 question. Then we have differentiation, in which they ask 1 question in each term. Till here is the maths portion, which comprises of 20 questions. So they asked you 20 questions from the maths part and 30 questions from the statistics part. Now starts the statistic portion. So they have been asking 3 to 4 questions from the first chapter of statistics, which is the statistical representation of data. Then for mean, median and mode, they have been asking 4 to 5 questions in each term, which is quite scoring. Then we have standard deviation, in which they always ask 1 question. Then we have coefficient of variation, in which also they ask 1 question in each term. Then we have range and quartile deviation, in which they ask sometimes no and sometimes 1 question in each term. Then we have the skewness part, in which they have asked question only in June 2025 term. Then we have harmonic mean and geometric mean, for which they asked 2 questions in the December 25 term and 1 question only in the June 25 term. Then we have correlation and regression, which is a very, very important topic, in which they have been asking approximately 6 to 7 questions in each term. Then we have probability, which is equally important because they have been asking 5 to 7 questions in each term. We have index number, in which they ask 3 to 4 questions in each term, and then the last but not the least, moving average and time series, in which they have been asking 1 to 2 questions in each term. So this kind of analysis helps you to understand that from which chapter and which topic, how many questions they are asking in each term, so that you can prepare accordingly. It's very important, see, to understand their pattern. For maths, they are giving 20 questions and stats 30 questions. So according to me, the stats portion is more scoring. Many people go for ratio and all, but for many students who find it very difficult to pass in CMA Foundation Maths, I think they should start with the statistics portion, in which the weightage is quite high, as we can see, and it's scoring. See, so according to me, the important topics are, first of all, statistical description of data. Since 4 questions are asked, so each MCQ is of 2 marks, so 8 marks. And then measures of central tendency and dispersion, which consists of the mean, median, mode, range, standard deviation, coefficient of variation and all. It covers approximately 14 marks. These are just approximate marks on the basis of the past year paper analysis. Then we have correlation and regression, in which you can score 14 marks because 6 to 7 questions are at least asked in each term. Then index number 6 marks. And then we have moving averages, in which approximately the questions are asked for 4 marks in each term. And the last we have probability. Probability chapter may be a bit difficult for some students, but they are asking 5 to 7 questions in each term. So if the students do at least this part, I'm not asking you to skip the arithmetic or the maths portion, but at least if you follow this trend and prepare first these chapters, then you can get approximately 56 to 60 marks by preparing these chapters, and then you can later go for the chapters like ratio, proportion, for which the questions are asked in each term, rather than going for differentiation, permutation and combinations, which are more difficult. Because see, like in differentiation we see that they're asking only one question, and there are many students who find it very difficult to do these chapters at first. So this is my paper analysis for CMA Foundation Maths.